Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He wants to hang out with you next week, and I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you.
Okay, man. This is real life that we're talking about. We're not talking about dingleberries and applesauce. Yeah, real life.
Terrence Howard worked on my first film, Get Rich or Die Trying with me. He's a good friend of mine.
I'm always right. It's like when I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
You do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that.
Just when things couldn't get any crazier with the Diddy mess, boom, 50 Cent slides in with a jaw dropper, claiming he literally stopped Terrence Howard from falling into Diddy's twisted trap. But wait, there's more. Terrence is finally breaking his silence and calling out names. He's letting everyone know which Hollywood men refused to say no to Diddy's wild invitations. According to Terrence, the industry's full of dudes who gave up their dignity at those infamous FO parties just to stay in the game. He even admitted he barely made it out before things got real sketchy. And here's where it gets even crazier. Diddy allegedly reached out to Terrence asking him to appear in his new docuseries. Yep, Diddy wanted Terrence in on it. But did Terrence say yes, or is he plotting something bigger with 50? Word on the street is they might be teaming up to blow the lid off everything. Now everybody's asking, who actually said yes to Diddy's party invites? Some huge names are starting to float around. Rappers you'd never expect. This could shake the entire industry. And the real question, does 50 actually have receipts ready to go for this documentary? Is he about to expose everyone who ever stepped into those wild parties?
Right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated. So
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal.
Terrence recently sat down on the PBE podcast and let loose with the kind of truth that makes execs nervous. He talked about how certain celebrities straight up threw their self-respect out the window for clout at those secret industry parties. Then he took it one level higher, saying exactly how Diddy's events pulled in stars and turned things real shady real fast. So during the PBE podcast, when host Patrick Bet David threw out some big names like Justin Bieber, suggesting they might have gotten caught up in Diddy's madness, Terrence didn't flinch. He agreed and even hinted that you can see the trauma some of these celebs are still carrying today. But Terrence didn't stop there. Nope. He turned it all the way up. He dropped a bomb, claiming Diddy actually tried to hook up with him. At first, Diddy played it smooth, acting like he needed some help with his acting skills. Then, all of a sudden, he started showing interest in Terrence's music. That's when Terrence's assistant stepped in and warned him. Something just didn't sit right. The vibes were off. And let's be clear, Diddy wasn't the only one moving shady. Terrence said he had multiple run-ins with major producers throwing out strange offers behind the scenes. According to him, this kind of behavior is just part of the dark side of Hollywood. Terrence said staying true to who he is cost him big time in the industry. He claimed he missed out on major roles and opportunities just because he refused to bend over, in every sense of the word. As soon as the interview hit the internet, social media went absolutely crazy. People were shook because most celebrities are still out here pretending they never even met Diddy. Only a handful, like 50 Cent and Cat Williams, are standing on business and calling things out. Terrence, though, he's the only A-lister so far to straight up say Diddy tried to smash him. That's bold. And the 50s are not backing down either. When asked why he's the only one speaking out, he said it's easy. He never went to any of those freaky invite-only parties. Now even Tyrese is chiming in, reacting to Terrence's claims about Diddy trying to drag him into that same weird scene. This whole thing is spiraling fast. Tyrese jumped in too. He posted a clip from Terrence's interview on his IG and simply captioned it, "No comment, I'm staying positive, God help us all." That alone had folks buzzing. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's version of staying positive is flipping the whole Diddy saga into fuel for his upcoming Netflix documentary. Yep, he's cooking up a whole series set to expose every single allegation tied to Diddy, and it's already got people on edge. But wait, it gets even pettier.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you.
When I say 50 Cent is unmatched, he is unmatched. His pettiness goes beyond anybody that has ever been petty in the hemisphere of pettyism in this damn universe. Child, 50 Cent made a bidding war off of Diddy Do It. Diddy Do It was bought by Netflix, baby. So this docuseries will be out about everything that has happened since Cassie has filed this lawsuit against Diddy. Leave 50 Cent out of everything because this man's pettiness is beyond compare.
Word on the street is 50's already hit up Terrence Howard behind the scenes, asking if he'd be down to spill even more for the doc. Apparently 50 wants Terrence to open up in full about how Diddy allegedly tried to drag him into one of those freaky FO party setups. Honestly, it makes total sense why 50 wants Terrence involved. These two go way back. 50's stood by him before, especially when Terrence was calling out Hollywood after claiming he got scammed out of millions and blackballed by major studios, and now Terrence is speaking louder than ever. He's not just talking about money, he's digging deeper, saying the real issue is how Hollywood has been pushing a hidden agenda against strong black men. He claims the system tried to strip him of roles because he wouldn't play the part. Literally. No dresses, no roles meant to make him seem soft, none of that. According to Terrence, they slapped the difficult label on him just because he refused to play along. He said, "The man has been demonized," and broke down how the game's been rigged. In his words, with the new formula, men are being made to look soft and powerless, especially black men. Meanwhile, strong white male roles are still being celebrated. And when asked about Taraji P. Henson saying she got underpaid for her work, Terrence wasn't shocked at all. He straight up said this kind of thing's been happening forever in the industry, and people are just now waking up. Then Terrence dropped another shocker. He brought up his iconic role in Hustle and Flow and said if he had known how the game was really played in Hollywood, he might have moved very different. That film blew up when it dropped in 2005, earning over $75 million at the box office. But get this, Terrence? He only got paid $12,000 for starring in it. And that's not even the worst part. He said he's never seen a dime in royalties from the songs he performed in the movie. Not a penny. Now he's seriously considering taking legal action against Paramount to finally collect the money he's been owed for the past 20 years. But wait, it gets worse. Terrence also revealed he was paid just $6,000 for his role in Crash, the same role that went on to win an Oscar. That's beyond disrespectful. When 50 Cent caught wind of all this, he didn't stay quiet. He jumped into action and offered to help both Terrence and Taraji P. Henson. 50 asked them to link up with him over at G-Unit Film and Television and promised to pay them what they really deserve. He even posted a clip of Terrence talking about being underpaid for Hustle and Flow and wrote, "This ish hurt my stomach to hear Terrence say this. F them. I need the best actors and I'm gonna pay them."
Transformative.
Oh, check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs,
right,
they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They went,
wait a minute. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to
$12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle.
This is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. This is my brother. This B.I.G.'s brother. Yes, sir. This Brooklyn's own Brooklyn. I'm always doing a lot of things, man. Most importantly, you know, he had a recital that he has to be at the floor. But I reached out to him, and I told him that this right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs.
Approved.
No, you're
Okay.
not. I love you, but Sean is a
I'm
whole
not there yet.
different,
I
like,
appreciate that. I'm
if
not
I
there
hit,
yet.
you know, yeah.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's
And
the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside
should be,
of family.
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be calling me. Yeah, that should be calling me.
Then he called out to Taraji directly. Tara, Raji, you cool with Mary J. Blige? Ask her. She got a big effing bag. And just like that, 50 doubled down, making it very clear he wants Terrence on board. And this time, the check's gonna be real. Damn, Terrence, call my phone. That's what 50 Cent posted, telling Terrence straight up, I'll get you the money they owed you. I'm not playing no games over here. Now that Terrence has officially spoken out against 50's longtime rival Diddy, it's looking like the perfect moment for these two to link up and tear the lid off the industry together. Fans are loving the fact that 50, Terrence, Cat Williams, and a few others had the guts to say no to Diddy's alleged antics. But the real tea is, who actually said yes? Terrence didn't hold back. He said straight up that a lot of men in the business gave up their manhood just to let Diddy have control over them. And some of the names being whispered, you'd be shocked. Sources are saying 50 is locked in on this upcoming Netflix documentary, and he's coming with full force. He wants to make sure everyone involved gets named. So now the question is, who's next to be exposed? One name that keeps popping up? Jay-Z. Even though Jay's now out here acting like he and Diddy were never really that close, people remember otherwise. Back before the storm hit, Diddy was out here calling Jay his extended family, and even claimed Jay was his strategist, the first person he'd call when things got messy. And there's more. Remember that clip where Diddy bragged about how Jay-Z skipped Blue Ivy's recital just to perform at the Bad Boy 20th anniversary show? Yeah, that one's making the rounds again. Now Jay is switching up, saying they were never really friends like that. But skipping a huge moment in his daughter's life just to rock the stage with Diddy? That's not something you do for just an acquaintance. And don't forget, on Diddy's 2023 Carpool Karaoke with James Corden, he openly said Jay is the only one besides his mama who's allowed to call him by his government name. And here's where things get extra suspicious. Just months before Cassie's lawsuit dropped in November 2023, Diddy was being celebrated with a BET Lifetime Achievement Award. And guess who showed up to honor him? Jay-Z! He even recorded a tribute for Diddy, which is something he rarely does for anybody. But hold up, it gets wilder. There's actual footage of Jay-Z all oiled up and shirtless standing in Diddy's house while Diddy sings happy birthday to him. Yeah, that clip's got people talking loud, and let's not ignore that viral photo floating around. Diddy in French Montana looking like they were straight up spooning at a Miami party. Social media exploded. You already know 50 Cent wasn't gonna stay quiet. He reposted the pic with a caption that said, "What in the world is going on in this picture? Man, something's not right." But wait, there's more. We gotta talk about The Game. He's another name popping up in connection with Tyrese's upcoming documentary. Back in a 2022 interview on Drink Champs, The Game said Diddy approached him about doing an album together, but instead of recording anything, they just spent nearly 2 years jet-setting around the world while Diddy showered him with expensive gifts. And it didn't stop there. When The Game appeared on Vlad TV after the Diddy allegations hit the net, he doubled down. He said once again, for 2 whole years, they didn't make one song. Instead, it was nothing but non-stop parties in Atlanta and wild nights that left people with questions. Some other names that might be caught up in Tyrese's upcoming documentary.
Kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, you with your demo, that you know, bad boy, hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? He's like, nah.
I was doing it for 2 years.
Yo, but the jet leaves at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy. Pop out. And I was going everywhere with.
It's not normal. You kick it around him, it's like his whole life is like, it's crazy to look at. You know what I'm saying? Because I make sure I keep my normality all the time. But that motherfucker's like a walking corporation. It's nuts.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
One of the biggest is Diddy's longtime friend and producer, Stevie J. Stevie was actually mentioned in that explosive lawsuit filed by producer Lil Rod, who claimed Diddy once bragged about sleeping with Stevie. That claim alone had people side-eyeing everything. And when 50 Cent called Stevie out for defending Diddy, Stevie clapped back, but the way he responded, it came off way too defensive, and now folks are wondering what he's really trying to hide. Now everyone's waiting to see what 50's going to reveal about Stevie in this documentary. You know 50 isn't afraid to air it all out. Another name being thrown around, Machine Gun Kelly. MGK was signed to Bad Boy and partied heavy with Diddy. He's even admitted to seeing some crazy stuff go down around him, but he's never spilled the full story. Not yet, at least. And we can't forget DJ Khaled and Rick Ross. These two got caught in the crossfire thanks to Diddy's former employee Jonathan Oy. During his police questioning, Jonathan made some wild claims. He said Diddy used to hire him for those so-called freak-off sessions, and when he got sick and tried to speak up, Diddy allegedly sent Rick Ross to silence him. But the part that really shook people, Jonathan claimed that Diddy, Rick Ross, and DJ Khaled were all part of those wild parties, and it wasn't just partying, they were fully involved. Things are spiraling, and if these claims end up in the dock, it's gonna be straight chaos. As you can see, the list of industry men who, according to Terrence Howard, might have lost their man card at Diddy's parties just keeps getting longer. And believe it or not, this is barely scratching the surface. We haven't even mentioned half the names being whispered behind the scenes. Let's keep it real. Any celeb who was once out partying with Diddy but now suddenly acts like they don't even know him, yeah, they deserve a serious side-eye. Now all eyes are on 50 Cent and that upcoming Did He Do It? docu-series. If he really brings the receipts like people are saying, this could be the biggest industry takedown ever. But until it drops, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Terrence Howard's claims that Diddy tried to get with him? And which other celebs do you think might be next in line to get exposed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, we're watching. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Daily Fame for all the latest tea. You do not want to miss what's coming next.